This is our lab videos, and in this video I will show you how the management console look likes and how many services they have into the management console, how you can search them with their search box, or how they categorize all the services based on their features, and how to create the users and groups into the AWS. Okay, so this is our management console. It's look like this is our my account name, and this all these are the reasons they have currently, and you can see the default one is the Virginia, and this is the reason where the AWS first introduced their new services. So there are a couple of services which would be available into one region but not into the different regions. Okay, so let's take a look how it's look like. Let's just drop down here and you can see it here. We have compute categories. Under the compute we need to learn what's the EC2, what's the Lambda, Elastic Bean stocks. These are the couple of services which we have to take a look into our course, and I'm going to cover it all of them. EC2 Lambda under the EC2 under the compute, but don't worry, we don't need to understand and learn each and every services. Even most of the categories we are not going to touch for this course, but we are going to definitely cover the compute, storage, and then the database. Under the storage we are going to cover S3, what's the S3, EFS, FSX, S3 glaciers, storage gateway, and how AWS backup works, and then the database, RDS, DynamoDB, Elastic Cache, Neptune database, and Redshift, and what's the document DB and QLDB and key spaces we are not going to be touch in this video and in this course. Then network and content delivery, that's very important topics for these cloud architect exams, as well your day-to-day routines. Then what's the VPC, CloudFront, AP, Route 53, and API Gateway, Direct Connect. We are going to cover all of them. Global Accelerator. Okay, so these are all the services. There are tons of I think 200 plus services. I'm not sure how many services they have. I have never counted, but there are a couple of service. You can see it. So they are. You can just click on the group, and they are so you they will display as per their groups, or you can categorize and organize them into alphabetical orders. So whatever it suits you, so you can get based on their alphabetical IAM inspectors and Alexa, document DB. Okay, so that's how you can categorize this management console into your accounts. Okay, so I'm just going into the groups. I'm not going to you know categorize them uh, with the alphabetical orders. So that's how it's look like with your AWS management console. So let's that's a management console setting, and now we are going to create the users. And so guys, in this lab I'm going to create 4 users, 2 groups, and then we add IAM users to the different groups, and then attach the policies. Okay, so let's take how we can go to there. So first you need to go to the security, identity, and compliance, and under them you can find the IAM. Just hit the IAM button, and it will open a new console. We encounter this. All right, no problem. I don't have other. I'm just logging to a temporary roles users, so I don't have the enough permissions, so that's fine. Okay, so then you need to come to here under the users. Once your IAM users open, then you come to here IAM users. Then you are going to click on this add user. Okay, and then here you need to enter your let's say the John. You can add at a time up to 10 users. If you just want to add at the same time multiple users, so you can add up to 10 user, I believe. So let's see how many user we can add at the same time. One already, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9, 10, and yeah, here you go. You can add up to 10 users at a time. Okay, so our requirement is to create the 4 users. So let's uh, I'm going So I'm going to create one by one. So that's my username at zone, and then I'm going to click on uh, add another user, and then my second username would be Sarah. And here just I'm not going to access generating the access key or the secret key. I'm going to use this user to log into my management console with only the console access I'm going to give. So here it's going to give you the auto generated password or the whatever password you just want. So I'm going to custom password, and uh, here you have the the features, whether you just want to reset your login password, the user login password as soon as they first time log into their console, so they must be login. So it's always the best practice, but I'm not going to check this checkbox right now, and I'm just entering the password. I'm just entering the custom password. All right, and now click on next permission here. Okay, and at the same time you have the couple of options. When you are creating the user, you can create the groups. We don't have any groups right now, and I'm not going to create groups from here right now. You can copy the permissions from your existing users as well. If you have your users with the admin permission or any other permission, and you are going to create a new users with, and you require the exact same permission, you can copy the permissions from the existing users. You can also attach the existing policies directly to this user. So though I'm not going to use any of them options right now, so let's go to hit this next tag button, and I'm going to uh, tag my tag is basically to manage your the services efficiently into your AWS environment. And that's a developer team, and I'm just going to create this user for my developers. Okay, perfect. And now you need to click next review. And this user has no permissions because I'm not it will give you the warning that you haven't given this user any permission. This means that user has no access to AWS services or resources. So that's how how it's work. Sorry guys. So and then you need to hit this create users, and it's going to create the users created with some errors. You should not get these errors into your console. I do have some restriction, that's why I'm getting this users error. Even this is also not a error basically, but it's also giving you the warning. What's the warning? So could not create the login profile for John, and because it's not authorized to perform some tasks and a lot of steps it's giving. That's fine actually. It just close it, and you can see it here. Your users should be here, the John and Sarah. We have created these two users groups. They are not a member yet into any for any groups, and then they don't have any access key, password age, any. They don't have enabled the MFA. So this is the current window how it's look like. And now we are going to create another users for our HR department. Okay, and add click on add users, and here you can create two more users for your HR department. So let's say I'm going to enter one name Rina, and another username could be Anu into the HR department, and then the same options, and you can enter the custom password, whatever password you just want to put, and uncheck this, go to next. I'm not going to it, and then my tag value, this is my HR team, and value would be HR. Okay, next review. Again, it's going to give you the warning that uh, uh, you have not assigned any permission to these users, and then it's going to create. So it's created these users as well. Let's close the this window, and now you can see we have created four user: Anu, John, Rina, Sarah, for two users for HR department, and two users for our development team. Now our next task is to create the groups, and we don't have any groups yet. So let me show you how we can create the groups. My group name, first I'm going to create this group for my dev team. Okay, and next step, now here is here is the policy. So now you can attach those the policies based on their access. So the developer team basically, let's say we need to deploy the code. I'm just going to randomly searching code deploy full access. Let's give this full access permissions, and then I also give this code deploy roles to my groups, the developer groups. Then click on next, and then I'm going to, you can see it here, the policies and their ARN, because this is the global services. You can also see we are creating the users so and groups, so they will be into the global. There is no reason, you can see it here. Okay, so there is no reason, all reasons are just gray out. And you can see this is the ARN, there's the AWS IAM services, and you can see this two dot dot, and that's mean this is blank. That's mean the reason is the global. Then AWS, we are creating the policies. What policies there? That's the policy name. Okay, perfect. Now let's create the groups. I have created these groups. Okay, that's our developer team groups. Now I'm going to create a one group for our HR team, and click on next. Let's say you just want to assign one policy for the billing only, and I'm just going to assign this policy uh, for our HR team. Hit create groups. Now groups has been created, though there is no users added right now. And if you just go to under users, no groups, none. Okay, that's now our second task is to add the users into our groups. So you can add from here or the groups, that's your choice. So let's select Anna, Anu, and Rina. Sorry, let me just click, go to group and user to group. It's going to find out. Okay, so now I'm going to add it into my HR team. That will be edit. I think I don't have permissions for this user. Okay, let me go to the users. Let's see if we can edit them from here. So I have let's click on this and go to users, and user does not have any account yet, and just John and Sarah, I am just adding these users, two users into these groups. So now you can see there are group ARN, number of users, and their path and creation time and blah blah. You can see a lot of information there. What the policies, what's the permissions we have for these groups, you can see under this permissions tab. This is the very good tool, Access Advisor. It will give you the advice whether and the last access, yeah, access advisor shows the service permissions granted to this group and when those services were last accessed. If this group's not accessing the services since last few days, so you can analyze whether it's active group or not, and you can make your policies based on them. Recent activity usually appears within 4 hours. Data is stored a maximum of 400 days, and depending when your regions begin supporting these features, it's also some dependency. So that's how you can add your users into the group. So we have added two users into our development team, and now we are going to add into our HR team. So I'm going to add Anu and Rina, and I'm going to add these users here. Okay, and now you can see we have added only one billing policies, and you can see under the permissions tab. So this is how you can create the users and groups and then add users to the groups. And we have also learned how to attach the policies within the groups. If you just want to attach the policy, you can attach the policy with your uh, single user, as well as I have shown you during the users creation time. Okay, so you can also attach the policy, though you can also attach here. And let's see, attach existing policy. I'm going to here and see if I just, let's suppose I just want to add this administrator access, so I just come to here, attach existing policy, and then you can next and add permissions here. And that's the this is going to be attached, this policy going to be attached to your users. So you can see it, this policy, administrator access policy, is going to attach directly with this user. However, we can see two more users, two more policies to which are attached to our groups, and who they are. They are these policies, and one policy is attached directly to the groups, to the users, and two policy directly to our groups. Okay, guys, so we have learned how to create users, groups, and attach the policy direct to the groups, direct to your users. Okay, guys, and thank you.